In this example, we're looking at how to write an equation in slope-intercept form. As we saw in the previous example, we need two things to write this equation. We need a slope and we need a y-intercept. Unfortunately, when we start this problem, we see that we're not given either one. So that tells us that we must find both. So it says write an equation of the line that passes through the points -1, 12 and 4, -8. Well, from previous examples and previous lessons, we learned that we can find the slope when given 2 points. And that formula is m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, the order doesn't matter as long as the 2's and the 1's are lined up with each other. So y2 must be over x2, y1 must be over x1. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to label our points and plug in. So this is x1 for me, this is y1 for me, this is x2, this is y2, and I'm just going to plug in and find the slope. That's my first step. So I have y2 is -8 minus, because that's in the formula with parentheses, y1, and y1 in this case is 12, divided by x2, which in this case is 4, minus, because that's part of the formula, -1 in parentheses. Now, I just simplify. So I have -8 minus 12. That means I'm subtracting a negative, or I'm subtracting a positive, so I'm adding a negative. So I'm going to end up with 8 minuses, and 12 minuses give me 20 minuses. And then I'm subtracting a negative, which means I'm adding a positive. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So my slope is -4. So now I have one of the things. I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. So one of the things I have is a slope. The very next step is to do what we did in the previous example. And in the previous example, we took the point, we plugged it into the form of y equals mx plus b and solved for the y-intercept. We could do that because the line passes through the point. In this case, I can choose either point because the line passes through both of them, and it has to give me the same answer. So what I'm going to do in this example is I'm actually going to show you both ways. And so since my slope is -4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my formula, which is y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to plug in my information. And I'm going to start with x1, y1. So I have 12 for y1 is equal to -4 for my slope times, in parentheses, -1 plus b. And now I'm going to solve for b. So I have 12 is equal to 4, because negative times negative is a positive, plus b. I subtract 4 from both sides to do the opposite, or the additive inverse, to get b by itself. And I end up with 8 is equal to b. So now my formula is y, remember I must write the general rule for all points, y equals -4x plus 8. And so I've done this with one point. I also can do this with the other point, and I have to, not should, have to get the same answer. Because both points lie on the line, both points follow this same rule. So I'm going to use my y2. I'm going to write my formula first to remember what I'm plugging into. I have -8 for y is equal to my slope, which is -4, times 4 in parentheses plus b. That gives me the following. I have -8 is equal to -16 plus b. I'm going to add 16 to both sides because that's the additive inverse. That's the opposite to get b by itself. And when I do that, I have b on the right is equal to +8 on the left. Plugging into my formula, I get y is equal to
Testing,
minus
1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Plugging into my formula, I get y is equal to -4x plus 8. And lo and behold, both equations must be the same.